Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. To begin a great relationship, know what you want. Know what the needs of your body are, what the needs of your mind are, and what would fit well with you. There are millions of men and women, and some will make a good match for you and others won't. The two of you only need to fit like a what? Like a key in a lock. A match that fits. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 43. NASDAQ was flat. S&P's up 1. Gold contract up $20, trading at $1,429 an ounce. Silver up 28 cents at $23.10 an ounce. Platinum up 15 at $1,430 an ounce. Copper up 7 pennies at $3.16 a pound. Light sweet crude up $2.34, trading out at $91.52 a barrel. Bonds up a tick at 148.04. King dollar down 111 ticks at 83.07. Euro up 18 at 130.15, and the yen at 99.58. My phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Well, I know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're at 1579. We do all of 600 million shares out there. You're coming into 900 million, folks. The juice is just not there, bottom line. Dow Industrials, we take a look at the Dow. What you had with the Dow Industrials is this. This is going to get interesting. This is why. So the Dow Industrials, that gets over the high, closes underneath, that has lighter volume, so that's flat out a failure. But what you have in the Dow is this, folks, okay? So when you go back in the Dow, you got to remember something. The top line number, meaning the Dow, that gets all the publicity, Dow just keeps going up, 30 stocks, big deal, right? Well, inside the Dow, largest weighting, IBM. What did IBM do? Well, you know what? IBM came off its high, vicious volume, come down basically 10, 12, well, no, come down 20 points. Yeah, 20 points. 20 points in 5 days, okay? You're at 191.8071. And it's building an ABC structure on the way down. So it broke its whole trend on the way up. IBM's making its way to 174. That's the first one. GE, you take a look at GE next, okay? What does GE do? Same setup. GE comes off the high, has volume, does all the above. GE goes from $23 to $21.90. Big volume, doing another ABC structure on the way down. GE's heading for the, also, these are all heading for the lowest swing point that they were at 5 months ago. That GE's heading for $19. Today, what ends up happening? Procter & Gamble. Another big number. What does Procter & Gamble do? Procter & Gamble down $4, which is not, a huge amount. It's it's over 5%. Bottom line, though, same makeup. Vicious volume coming off the high. 25 million shares, and you can see it's real clear. Procter & Gamble, last time with any volume was $73. Well, guess where it's going? It's going to $73. We go over to Marvell. You take a look at Marvell. What does Marvell do? Comes off the high with volume. 1, 2. So there's 4 Dow stocks, folks. Big numbers. Okay, where do we want to go next? Well, we want to go next is where the strength was inside the NASDAQ. Inside the NASDAQ, AMGN. What do we have? You had Amgen, you had Celgene. Amgen comes off the high with volume. Celgene, CELG. What happens with Celgene? That comes off the high with volume. It's wild. Yesterday, folks, we were talking about the flash crash, and we were talking about how high volume lows get tested intraday. I want to thank one of the Tigers out here, because last night, and you got to see this. This is just crazy how it works too. What had happened even before the close? Let's see, was it? Yeah, even before the close of yesterday, what you had is this: Pepsi-Cola did a flash crash just as the whole rest of the market did. Pepsi-Cola, basically goes from that price point up there of $84.32, gets down to $83.35, and guess what? Pepsi-Cola had actually tested that yesterday when the rest of the equities were going up, and then Pepsi-Cola also falls apart today. Pretty wild, no doubt about it. NASDAQ composite. We go take a look at the NASDAQ. So what we have with the NASDAQ is this. NASDAQ today up 31. 1.6 billion versus 1.9 billion. NASDAQ's not going anywhere, folks. After the close out here, this is what we have. We'll start with Qualcomm. And Qualcomm, by the way, is a large weighting inside the NDX 100. Qualcomm closed at 66. It's trading down $3.10 right now. Bottom line, Qualcomm is at the 62.60. She's going to be making her way down to 59. Let's go back to Apple. Apple's going to be something else, folks. And this is what you have with Apple. So last night after the close, Apple's up at 425. Opens this morning at 393. Trades all around 393. The swing point on Apple is 385.10. The ABC structure brings you, you just have to take that out with volume. Well, Apple did 34 million shares today, folks. So, and that's pushing into the low, by the way. Didn't make the low, pushing into the low. So now what you're going to have basically a weekly also pushing into a low. Apple, next stop on Apple is about 379. That's where that's set up. Panera, PNRA. What do we do with Panera out here? Panera did the same deal. Panera came back nice, okay? She was only down 347, where she was down over $11. But what you have with Panera also is a high volume low now. So that high volume low of Panera, that's gonna go after Panera. Akamai came out with numbers. Akamai closed. Akamai Technologies closed at 36. That's trading at 39. Now, if you want to see what the difference is, it's pretty amazing. What it is Akamai was just coming off the bottom versus all the rest of these equities, meaning that are getting smoked or coming off the top. Akamai has a monster gap, that a gap down from $42. So being up $3 more is nothing. In fact, all it's doing is going into ice. CTXS, Citrix closed out here at $67. She's trading at $64. She's down. That's going to be an ABC structure on the way down. That's what you have here. She is at 67, so the B point on this is 64, and she's trading right now at... What she is? She's trading at 63.70. That's where she's trading right now. So there's going to be there's no doubt there's going to be a lot of action. There is a lot of action, and there's going to be a lot more action as this moves on right here. Now let's go over to the gold contract. So gold out here today couldn't move. Okay, bottom line up $20. You had 130,000 contracts going into 5 and 6 and 700,000 contracts. That's the physical equity. Now let's go to the actual, that's the physical metal. If we go to the actual equities, Rango Resources, yes, had wide price spread, had accelerated volume. This has been the first sign of strength that it's had since, let's see, February 2nd, 4th. That's where it is. They're not all there either, by the way, folks. But this is definitely a sign of strength. We did volume of 1.4. Stock has some juice in it, and the real key is going to be how does it do a retracement. If we go to Gold Corp, we take a look at Gold Corp. I wouldn't bite on Gold Corp. Rango Resources looks like still the best looking one out there, but I'm telling you, because of the way this downdraft has been and is created, you got to wait here. You got to wait and make sure that the pullback is on light volume, not in heavy volume. Every pullback that we've had in the last 8 months, actually a year. You've had these, it's not necessarily a false sign of strength because you wouldn't buy it anyway until it actually passed a swing point. And, bottom line, it's got quite a way to go even to get into a swing point. King Dollar out here, what we did with King Dollar is this. King Dollar right now traded up to 83.32 today. The swing point on King Dollar, folks, is 83.52. You get that taken out with volume, you're going to go a lot higher. We go to the bond market, we take a look at bonds. What we did with bonds out here is this. Bonds back down, you're going to love this, back down with 323,000 contracts. That's, by the way, going into approximately 500,000 contracts. This bond market is going to take off in an extraordinary way. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's go to Disco Joe in Boston. Hey, what's going on?
That's funny. Yeah, your assistant there, she gave me that name.
That's because he's a disco. What do you call him? What are the? He's a disco Steve. That's why. You should see it in this room in here. We get the disco balls going and everything. You stay right there. It's Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. We ended out, finished down 43. NASDAQ, S&Ps were flat. We're going to be right back, folks.